welcome everyone. So we are from group 6. Today we're gonna present about the various type of terrestrial ecosystem. So I'm Maizatul Leeqa. Today I'm gonna present about Lowland tropical rainforest at Endau Rompin National Park. So firstly, I'm gonna introduce about this place briefly. It is a protected tropical rainforest in the southern of Terrestrial, Malaysia. It is located at the south of the state of Pahang and northeast of Johor, with covering area approximately 891 km square. And second is about the characteristic of this place, because this is lowland tropical rainforest. So it had no minimal water shortage because it received rainfalls exceed 230 cm per year, and the temperature is between 25 to 29 degrees Celsius, but it can exceed this value. And the average humidity is 80%, because we know our country, Malaysia, is known and popular about the climate is hot and humid all year round. So let's go to Endau Rompin National Park virtually by using Google Earth. So I'm gonna play this video. We type Endau Rompin National Park, and at this video we can see how big and green our protected national park. Next is about the uniqueness and the speciality in terms of biodiversity at this place. So we have these three mammals, which is Malayan tiger, Asian elephant and Malayan tapir. These mammals are endemic. Endemic means native and restricted to a certain place. So we can found this animal in our country, which is Malaysia. The fun fact about this place is the golem toad can only be found at here. Next is about the characteristic of the trees at the lowland tropical rainforest. At Endau Rompin National Park is we had a harsh and headlong straight main trunk, and the forest is dominated by Dithyrocapsae trees. So the importance of this ecosystem is, the first one is it acts as rainforest conservation and restoration, and second is act as habitat conservation, and the last one is for endangered species conservation. So before this slide, we can see the endemic mammal, which is Malayan tiger, Malayan tapir and Asian elephant. Even though it is a protected lowland tropical rainforest, it still undergoes trade, which is deforestation, forest fragmentation, and illegal animal poaching. So for illegal animal poaching, as you can see at this slide, I'm attached several of screenshots that I get from Twitter from Jabatan Perkhidmatan. So at your left side, you can see two Cambodia people had been arrested for doing illegal animal poaching at Reserve Hidupan Liar Kerau Pahang. And second screenshot is you can see unresponsible people had do illegal animal poaching, and they poaching our Malayan tiger and black panther. As we know, our Malayan tiger is an endemic species in our country. Because it is a protected lowland tropical rainforest, so it undergoes management, which is on your left side. You can see the establishment objective of this place, which is the first one is to make this place as attractive tourism. Second is to act as water banker to avoid from natural disasters such as flood from happen. Third is to provide places for researchers to do study and research for animal and plants in this place. Fourth is act as conservation and protected place for wild animal. And the last one is to maintain this place as national heritage forever. And at your right side, you can see the relevant legislation, which is protected area managed mainly for ecosystem protection and recreation. And that's all from me. I am already at the end of my slide. So this is a picture of us, my classmate, at Endau Rompin National Park. So the first picture is we at Upe Guling, which is one of attractive place at Endau Rompin National Park. And I hope in our next sem we can do our field trip. So I'm gonna end my presentation, and my friend Syakira will explain about mangrove ecosystem. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Syakira Sofia and my topic is mangrove forest in Pulau Kukup. So what is mangrove forest? First, mangrove are a group of trees and shrubs that live in the coastal intertidal zone. Second, mangrove are the only species of tree in the world that can tolerate salt water. Third, mangrove forests only grow at tropical and subtropical latitude near the equator. Fourth, mangrove forests in Malaysia is 57% are found in Sabah and 26% in Sarawak and the remaining 70% in Peninsular Malaysia. About Pulau Kukup National Park. First, Pulau Kukup National Park is one of the largest uninhabited mangrove islands in the world. Second, Pulau Kukup, also known as Kukup Island, is a small island nearby the coast of Kukup Laut that located off the coast of Pontian. Third, the island has become a protected national park and has also been granted the status of a wetland of international importance. Fourth, Pulau Kukup is one of 7 Ramsar sites in Malaysia. Based on Google Earth, this is how Pulau Kukup National Park look like. The uniqueness of mangrove forests. First, mangrove grow abundantly in saline soil and brackish water. Next, is mangrove trees have a tough root system, special bark and leaf structure. Next is the habitat is soft, silty and shallow, coupled with the endless ebb. The most mangrove plants have aerial or probe root known as pneumatophore and buttress trunk, which help them withstand the destructive action of tide wave and storm surge. Other species have special glands on their leaf that actively secrete salt, which then leave visible salt crystal on the upper surface of the leaf. Next, mangrove reproduce by flowering, with pollination occurring by wind and insect. Once pollination occurs, the seed remain attached to the parent tree. Next, the seed germinate into propagule before dropping into the water below and float upward until they reach water that is shallow enough for their root to take hold in the mud. Biodiversity in Pulau Kukup. For flora, there are 18 true mangrove species grow on the island, a relatively high figure compared to other larger mangrove sites. Next, the largest mangrove tree in the entire West Malaysia peninsula can be found in Pulau Kukup. The tree have a trunk diameter of 60 cm and at a height of 25 meter. A 20-meter high parapet also can be found in this island. This is the picture of mangrove tree and Soneratia alba. For fauna, Pulau Kukup is a habitat of 41 different species of wild and migratory birds. Pulau Kukup is also an important route for dolphin transitioning between the island and mainland. The forest supports 7 species of mammal, including the poline fork, smooth otter, and Asian palm civet. 6 species of reptiles are present on Pulau Kukup, such as the mangrove skink, Asian water monitor, saltwater crocodile, dog-faced water snake, mangrove pit viper, and mangrove snake. The mangrove are habitat for many species of marine fishes such as the siakap, ikan merah, and senangin. The island is home to a number of rare and globally threatened birds, including the lesser adjutant, milky stork, and Chinese egret. The park is also an important stopover site for migratory water birds such as the common red shank and white-winged tern. The mudflats on the northern side of the island are productive ground for these birds to feed during low tide, while the mangrove provide them with a safe place to roost. Marine invertebrates like oyster, blood cockle also can be found in the mudflat. Creepy crawlies such as fiddler crab and mud skipper also can be seen. While mud lobsters are rarely seen, the mound that they build protrude like mini volcanoes between the steel root of the mangrove trees. The importance of mangrove forests in Pulau Kukup is to protect coastline against erosive wave action and strong coastal wind. Second, serve as natural barrier against tsunami and torrential storm. Third, to prevent saltwater from intruding into river. Next, mangrove forests are an important breeding ground for many fishes, crabs, prawn, and other marine animals. Next, the mangrove root system filter nitrate and phosphate that river and stream carry to the sea. Mangrove forests also provide resources for coastal communities such as timber, fur, medicinal herb, and other. the threats to mangrove forests in Pulau Kukup. First, tourism. Irresponsible tourism can destroy the ecosystem. Tourists usually bring the garbage, sewage, noise, and other disturbance that can damage mangrove forests. Second, pollution. Fertilizer, pesticide, and other chemicals carried by river system from sources upstream can kill animals living in the mangrove forest. Third, climate change. Mangrove forests require stable sea level. They are extremely sensitive to current rising sea level caused by global warming. Fourth is river changes. Dams and irrigation reduce the amount of water reaching mangrove forests, changing the salinity level of water in the forest. If salinity becomes too high, the mangrove cannot survive. Next, charcoal and lumber industries. Mangrove wood is used for building material, fencing, and fuel. It also produces a high-quality charcoal. This activity causes habitat loss for animals living in there. Destruction of coral reef. When coral reef destroyed, the wave and current become stronger. Reaching the coast can undermine the fine sediment, which can prevent seedling from taking root and wash away. Conservation of mangrove forests in Pulau Kukup. Firstly, gathering all remaining mangrove forests within forest reserve or protected area. Secondly, devising well-balanced coastal land use plan such as maintaining sustainable limit in logging. Third, retaining protective mangrove buffer along coastline and river to prevent erosion. Next, managing mangrove forests as fishery reserve to encourage environmentally sensitive commercial aquaculture activities. Lastly, introduction of social forestry scheme. Damaged forest area can be planted and managed for small-scale village timber enterprises. Thank you, that's all for me. The next video will be presented by Norzahin about Highland Tropical.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Norzahin Bin Mohd Zamran from Group 6, and today I will talk about Gunung Ledang, that is a Highland tropical rainforest. Before that, I would like to thank you to Syakira for letting me to continue the video and give some information about the Highland tropical rainforest. So we'll move on to the introduction. As we can see, Gunung Ledang is a Highland tropical rainforest that is located in Tangkak, Johor. It is very near to our campus, and we can have a trip to there if we get a chance to go to there. So a bit information about Gunung Ledang is Gunung Ledang is 1276 meter above the sea level. It's quite high, and the height is Gunung Ledang is the 64th in the highest mountain in the world, and in Johor, Gunung Ledang is the highest mountain. So as we can see that in Gunung Ledang, the ecology is flora and fauna can be found in the Highland tropical rainforest that in Gunung Ledang. So the ecology in Highland tropical rainforest of Gunung Ledang. For the ecology of flora, we can see that Gunung Ledang is having a various type of hardwood tree from the terokap. An example of the hardwood tree is meranti, keruing, seraya and balau. This type of tree is very famous and well known by the Malaysian because some of it is being used to make furniture at our home. So for the top of the mountain of the Gunung Ledang is covered by stunted trees with gnarled limbs and leathery leaf. It is high, so there is no big plants at the top of the mountain. For the endemic species that can be found in Gunung Ledang is for the plants is Fordia opirensis, Garcinia montana and Jasminum ledangis. Jasminum ledangis is been named by the place that is Gunung Ledang, and some of the plants still not being discovered because it is having a variety of plants that been found in the Gunung Ledang. For the fauna, we can see that the largest mammal that can be found in Gunung Ledang is the tape, or the scientific name is Tapirus indicus, followed by the wild boar, Suscrofa, and barking deer, Muntiacus munzek. For your information, at Gunung Ledang we can find the giant forest ant, Componatus gigas, that is being declared the largest ant in the world, and it can be found in Gunung Ledang. So I would like to show you the condition of the Gunung Ledang from the Google Earth. So based on the video, we can see that this is the top of the Gunung Ledang, where I have found this picture from the Google Earth. We can see that the top of the Gunung Ledang is doesn't have a big tree and just have a small plants, trees, and also it's a bit dry at there. So this is the top of the Gunung Ledang. Also this having a beautiful scenery at the top of the Gunung Ledang. So that is the type of the plants that have been top in the Gunung Ledang. We move on to the second part on top of Gunung Ledang. So basically in the picture we can see that there's some amount of plants like ferns and small plants like small grass are at the top of the Gunung Ledang. So basically Gunung Ledang is being famous for hiking or climbing the mountain. So that's why a lot of people are quite familiar with the Gunung Ledang. So this picture is the top of the Gunung Ledang. We can see that some of its plants are very small because big plants cannot live at the top of the mountain. So we move on to the middle part of the Gunung Ledang. So this is the waterfall that can be found in the Gunung Ledang. Which you can see at the middle part there were a lot of arch tree or deep terokap that can be found at there. So as you can see that there's a lot of big tree, and this place is quite having a beautiful scenery. So that is the part that can be found in the Gunung Ledang. And basically the white sand is the place where the starting point for the climbing of the mountain. So as we can see that Gunung Ledang has a very important role in conservation and biodiversity. But actually the importance of Gunung Ledang, it is a source of tourism, or we can be used as source of economy, because Gunung Ledang is very famous in hiking, mountain climbing, and also camping. So some of the researcher or science person go to Gunung Ledang to make a research about the endemic species at there. They study about the plants that only can be found at the Gunung Ledang, and they want to study about the extinction or endangered species that maybe live at Gunung Ledang or migrate to Gunung Ledang. So actually before we reach to the top of the Gunung Ledang, we can see a plant that called, it's quite similar to bonsai. I don't know, but actually maybe it's a bonsai or not, because I have been there. So I think it's a bonsai. So, and the importance of the Gunung Ledang is for education, for students or for younger generations that can learn about the flora and fauna at there. So that's all. Keep our forests clean and safe, as it is an asset that cannot be refunded if lost. It's quite difficult for us nowadays to conserve the Gunung Ledang by ourselves. So we need to give information and always spread the awareness about bad conditions of Gunung Ledang if it cannot be. Actually, one more importance of Gunung Ledang is it acts as a water collections, or it's called watersheds. So if Gunung Ledang were being discovered and being destroyed, the place around them, or some place that use water that they get from Gunung Ledang, will have a problems in having our clean water. So that's all from me. I would like to pass the video presentations to Shawal. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and very good day to everyone. I am from Group 6. Today I'm going to present about limestone forest. Introduction to limestone forest. Let's observe what is limestone forest. Limestone forest, it is the most common rock that can be found on the earth's surface. It is made up by two types of mineral, which are calcite and aragonite. It is formed from the process evaporation or with the help of living organisms. For example, the shell and bones from ocean-dwelling organisms are made from the calcium carbonate. And when this organism die, the ocean water will break down the calcium carbonate. And another process is evaporation of water containing calcium carbonate. It is creating limestone from the sediment and the pressure of the ocean water. Types of limestone quartz. There are 5 types of limestone quartz, which is Karen, peppermint, sinkhole, cave, and polgy. Formed when water runs down a rock surface with slope. The solution the rock while it's dry. Pavement. The water enters the crack. The solution continues inside the crack, which gets wider. While sinkhole is formed from the collision of the surface layer. Cave formed by the solution of limestone. And last but not least, polgy formed from the coalescence of several sinkholes. Let's begin our virtual field trip to Gunung Mulu National Park that located in Sarawak. As you can see here, we have to take 1 or 2 hour boat ride from Melina River to Kuala, and we have to walk about 1.8 km from Kuala, and then there are trek rising to 1,200 meter, about 1.2 km, that are passing the trackless forest to moss forest. So let's look at the Google Maps video. So as you can see, the last section require ropes and ladders to help with the climb. So as you can see, we have arrived to the destination. So can you see the crest of Gunung Mulu? So next, we're going to talk about the biodiversity. For biodiversity, in terms of flora, there are 17 vegetation zones with 3,500 species of vascular plants and 1,500 species of flowering plants. There are 109 species in 20 genera of palms, over 1,700 mosses and liverwoods, 800 species of fungi, and 442 species of spore, recording of spore producing pteridophyte and epiphyte. So these are the examples that you can be found at the Gunung Mulu ecosystem. In terms of fauna, there are 20,000 species of invertebrates, 81 species of mammals, 270 species of birds, 55 species of reptiles, 76 species of amphibians, and 48 species of fish identified. So these are examples that can be found in Gunung Mulu, such as Terrestrial plicatus, Pechurus rhinoceros, Manis javanica, and Hylobatus mollusk. The importance of Gunung Mulu: it is the world's largest natural rock chamber. It is gazetted as Asian Heritage Park and UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is also natural habitat for a wide range of plant and animal species. It is a spectacular site at home to millions of caves, swiftlets, and bats. It also provides significant scientific opportunities to study theories of the origin of caves, and also support one of the richest assemblages of flora to be found in any area of comparable size in the world. The threats are poaching, agriculture, and logging. As you can see at the picture, it is a protest from the local people about deforestation to make Gunung Mulu as the oil palm. So the management, Gunung Mulu is the protected area, and Biodiversity Conservation (BWJ unit of the Sarawak Forestry Corporation is responsible for the management totally protected areas (TPA) of Gunung Mulu National Parks. There are limited access for Sarawak government for tourism for visit the Gunung Mulu, and also there are legislation such as National Parks and Nature Reserve Ordinance of 1998 and National Parks and Nature Reserve Regulation of 1999 have been enacted to regulate the management of the park. So that's all from me. So I will pass the presentation to Chan to discuss next ecosystem. That's all. Thank you.
Starter Doctor, my name is Chan from Group 6. Today I would like to talk about tropical peat stone forest. The ecosystem that I have chosen is Southeast Pahang peat stone forest. First, what is peat stone forest? Peat stone forests are waterlogged forests growing on a layer of dead leaf and plant material up to 10 meters thick. They comprise an ancient and unique ecosystem characterized by waterlogging, with low nutrients and dissolved oxygen levels in acidic water regimes. The peat stone forest survival depends on a naturally high water level that prevents the soil from drying out to expose combustible peat matter. The size of peat stone forest of Southeast Pahang peat stone forest is 160,000 hectares, and it stretches from South Kelantan all the way to Pekan and the Pahang-Johor border. Southeast Pahang peat stone forests also called blackwater javas because of their dark brown and black waters, which is caused by a high content of organic matter. Southeast Pahang peat stone forest is the largest block of undisturbed mixed peat stone forest in Peninsular Malaysia. The climatic condition is subjected to northeast monsoon that is from October to January. The monsoon will bring heavy rainfall that often cause local flooding. Next, the average annual rainfall is 2,000 to 3,500 millimeters per year. The biodiversity in Southeast Pahang peat stone forest is large. The peat forest is home to 63 mammal species. More than 200 bird species can be found in the peat stone forest, including 8 species of hornbills. For endemic plant species, Duria carinatus or Durian paya is an important food sources for a wide range of animals such as hornbills and flying fox. The 3 species Ramin Bonistylus pancanus is classified as vulnerable. For endemic animal species, Beta wasserin and Beta tusae is the fighting fish, and Parospomenus nagi is Roramis that occurs in shallow pools within the peat stone forest. The importance of Southeast Pahang peat stone forest first is to provide protection for many flora and fauna species, including the endemic species that have been stated before. Second, local people depend on the peat stone forest. Japuans are indigenous people that live in the forest. They depend on the natural resources in forests such as wood and water. The Japuan also use forest areas as their household depots or house construction. The third importance of peat forest is act as aquifers to avoid flooding. The peat forest will absorb water when wet seasons to prevent flooding, and then release the water in dry seasons. Southeast Pahang peat stone forest also act as a buffer zone and help delay discharge of water due to the flatness in Pekan Forest Reserve. Peat stone forests also act as carbon sink because they can absorb carbon from atmosphere and then lock it in peat soils. This can reduce carbon in atmosphere and also reduce the impact of global warming. Next, for the threat of Southeast Pahang peat forest is land conversion. The land conversion used for agriculture and will lead to forest fragmentation. The people implement agricultural schemes such as oil palm plantation in the peat forest. These will result in total loss of forest areas, reduction in peat soil, and extensive drainage of the peat water. Next threat is unsustainable logging. Valuable commercial timber species occur in Southeast Pahang peat forest reserve as well as in the wetland forest surrounding them. The timber trade contributes revenue to the state and provide opportunities for economic development. Unsustainable logging also a major threat to the overall integrity of the ecosystem, destroying the natural habitat, degrading the peat substrate, and altering the peat hydrology. The third threat is deliberate forest. The deliberate forest is used to clear land because the individual will thought that the use forest is more cheaper than other ways. However, setting fire in peat forest is a dangerous activity because it poses a direct destructive impact on natural areas and can develop into a serious and local regional health hazard through air pollution. The last threat is invasive of exotic species. Invasive of exotic species is a threat to integrity of local ecosystem. The invasive species can undermine effort for conservation and sustainable use of endemic, endangered, and vulnerable flora and fauna in the peat forest. For management of Southeast Pahang peat forest, Government of Malaysia have initiated a project to conserve the rapidly declining peat forest in 1999. The 5-year project commenced in mid-2002. The primary objective of the project is to develop and implement plans and encourage processes that ensure conservation and sustainable use of peat forest. The IMP has recognized forest management as one of its management interventions with the forest-dependent jakun. The objective of IMP is to conserve biological diversity, to maintain physical functions of peat forest, and to promote sustainable use of peat resources. The core zones of Southeast Pahang peat forest have divided between 3 management approaches. The first, core conservation areas, is totally preserved to maintain biodiversity. Second, sustainability managed forest areas is to practice to be developed under the project will be deployed. The third is baseline sustainability managed areas to earmark for sustainable logging. The sustainable logging under existing best practices and will total less than 4,000 hectares of peat forest. Okay, in our group, we have presented different types of terrestrial ecosystems, such as lowland tropical rainforest from Malaysia, mangrove forest from Syakira, highland tropical forest from Norzahin, limestone ecosystem from Shawal, and peat forest from Peat. Each of the uniqueness of the forest has been presented by us. So that's all from our group. Thank you.